In this video, we're going to go ahead and download and install Python for Windows. So the first thing we need to do is go to a browser and go to www.python.org. That's going to take you to this website, and from here we can click on Downloads. And notice that because I'm on a Windows platform, it's come up automatically and said Download for Windows. And I'm going to select this version here, this version 3. Now, as at the time of recording, the current version was Python 3.5.2. So you want to check that version or use that version or higher. Don't select the Python 2.7 because we won't be using that in the course. And if for some reason it's gone to a different screen, you can select over here Windows to make sure that you're in the right area for Windows, which of course we are right now. Alright, so I'm going to click on Python 3.5.2. Down the bottom we've got an option there to run. So I'm going to click on Yes to run. And that's going to download Python so that we're going to be in a position to install that. So I'm just going to pause the video briefly now while that's downloading, and we'll come back once it's completed with its download, and we'll go ahead and install. Okay, so you can see it's now downloaded, just running a security scan, and we should get the option now to, what's actually popped up automatically for us to actually install. So the other thing you need to do is make sure that you click on this little checkbox to the left of Add Python 3.5 to Path. It is very important to click that to make sure that that is selected. Alright, so once that is ticked, come up here and click on Install Now. Now, noting the directory that it's installed into, you may need to refer to that later. So just make a note of that, or just be sort of aware roughly where it is if you need to go back in to access it. Click on Install Now. Click on Yes to allow this app to make changes to your PC if it pops up. And it's going to install, as you can see it doing there now. Alright, so at this point the installation was successful, so we can click on Close. And one other thing we need to do now is we need to just make sure that it is actually added to the path correctly. So to do that, come down to the Windows Start button down here, right click it, the Windows logo, select Run. And that should work on all versions of Windows, and click in, or type in rather, Command CMD. Then what we want to do is type in Python, Python, press enter. Now you can see what's happened there is that it's come up and said Python, and we can see that it says Python 3.5.2. Again, noting that that version may be different for you if you've looked at this at some point in the future when a new version of Python had been released. So if you do get the Python prompt, something similar to that, we know that it's successfully installed. You can type exit. But alternatively, I have to type exit and then parentheses to exit out of it. Alternatively, if you've got an error, something like this, you got something and it said Python is not recognized as an internal or external command, that means you probably didn't click on the Add to Path option. You click that checkbox earlier in the video. So if that's the case, I suggest you go through the installation process again, making sure that that's selected. Alternatively, you may need to reboot your Windows machine for that path change to take effect. So you might want to reboot and then open the command window and try accessing it again by typing Python to make sure that that actually works. Alright, so that's it. That's the installation of Python. I'm going to type exit to close down the command window, and we're actually done. So let's now move on to the next video.